backtotheNines.com again, and today I have a project. We're getting rid of this ugly thing right here. We're ready to bring this bathroom out of the 1980s and into this millennium, and this just has to go. Not only is it not functional because this thing gets off track all the time, so it's hard to open and close, but I just scrubbed this and it still looks dirty, and that's just gross. Plus, if you have little ones, them getting in and out of this thing is hard and it hurts their feet, and so it just, there's nothing good about it in my opinion, so I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. So, I'm going to show you what we need to do this, some tools. You can use a Phillips, but really you need a drill because it makes the job go so much faster. This is my husband's. Don't tell him. It will be our little secret. This is just better than mine. But you need a drill. And then a putty knife and some caulk to match the color of your tub. And in my case, that's almond. And then you will also need some WD-40 and a razor blade, a flat one. So that's what we need to get started. All right, so we're gonna do this on both sides. You gotta open it up, and then I'm gonna zoom this in close so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got our husband's drill that we've stolen. Make sure you have it on reverse. And then what you're gonna wanna do is just literally unscrew all of these things that are holding it on. So there's 3 on this side and then 3 on the other, so we're going to remove all of those. Okay, so for this next part, it's usually better if you have 2 people to do it. It makes it easier. But if you don't, like me, you can do it by yourself, and that's what we're going to do. And so you kind of give it a little shake, you rock it back and forth, and kind of get it separated. And then it should, I'm going to lean it back like this, and then remove the sides. That one came off, but this one didn't. And then you should be able to slide the doors off and make it easier. So basically, it's just basic demo. Voila, we did it. So now you don't have a shower door and it's already opened up tremendously. I'm super happy, but you're left with some damage and some stuff that you need to take care of. Let me show you some things. All right. I don't know if you can see that, but look how gross that is. And I literally just scrubbed this. Ew. Okay, so we got to get rid of that. And what we're going to do is, there's some caulk on it. And what we're going to want to do is spray some WD-40. You can see it in the background there. And we're going to let it soak for a minute, and that will just help it come up easier. Okay, so while that's soaking, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about using WD-40. First of all, if you're using it around tile, you're going to want to be careful in any areas that you're going to want to re-caulk. Because it can leave a little bit of residue and therefore make it harder for the new caulk to adhere. So you want to be careful about that. We're going to let this soak for a few minutes, and then we'll come back with our putty knife and scrape it off. And hopefully that will take it up. But if not, then we're going to have to break out the straight edge blade, and that should help solve that. So we'll let it wait a minute. Okay, so I just took a chocolate break, back from it now to check on the WD-40 and how it's doing on removing our caulk. So let's give it a try. And in theory, you should, well, let's see if I can get this. See how it's starting to come up. Truth be told, it does take a little bit of elbow grease, and this does work very well. We'll scrape it up, and then if there's any residual, we'll use the blade on it. So I'm gonna scrape and I'll be back. I might have a little more chocolate too. Okay, so I wanted to show you something. I was using the putty knife and it worked okay. It wasn't really doing great. So I decided to break out the blade, and I wanted to show you how easily this works. So we'll show you. So it was sticking on here pretty good. But once I broke out the razor blade, it comes literally off so easy. So that's how we're gonna finish the job. Okay, so I've got it all cleaned up. Now remember, it hasn't seen daylight in like 30 years. And so you wanna do a really good scrub down, which I've done. It will probably take maybe 1 or 2 times to some elbow grease to get some of that remaining residual off, but it will be good as new. So on the original list, I forgot about a set of pliers. You know, you've got the anchors here that we need to remove. So you want to pull those out, and then I'll show you the last step. Okay, so the final step. We have, usually it's about 3 holes, at least it has been in my experience. 1, 2, and 3. And we can't leave those open or water will get in and there will be a mold and it will be bad. So you want to make sure you seal those up. So that you take the silicone that I told you about that matches your bathtub and make sure the lid's off. And then you want to squeeze a little caulk into those holes. Be generous, because you can be generous because you're going to just scrape it off. You want to make sure you fill those holes up. Now you may have to do 2 after it dries a little bit. It might cave in a little bit, so you want to fill it again. But make sure that there is no leakage possible, so to make sure it's watertight. Voila! And there you have it. Now you don't have to hire professionals to come remove those old shower doors that you can't stand. And the best part is when this gets dirty, I can just throw it in the wash and it will be good as new. So thank you so much for watching. For more tutorials, like us and follow us, and check out my website at www.designedtothenines.com. Thanks for watching.